Welcome back, everybody. This is Surfboard back with another little video here playing Observer Only Crusader Kings 3. Last episode was a 1066, and so this time we're going to do an 867 under the Carolingians. It should be pretty good. We're going to be expecting great things out of Italy, West Francia, Lotharingia, East Francia, and Bavaria. So let's hop right in, and there's been an update as well. I haven't looked at the patch notes yet. I certainly will have by next episode, but most apparently what you can do is create your own man. So you can like micro exactly what your guy looks like. I think that's pretty cool. So Bavaria's gone, and East Francia is at war with Lotharingia. Good for them. Umayyads are having some disagreements. Same with Bulgaria. Wallachia seems to have just gotten their independence. And East Francia has just lost like the majority of their territory to Thuringia right here. And that's really all that's happened so far. I don't remember. Did Italy already have this? I need to take a screenshot and like print it out just so I can know who got what in the beginning. Alright, the Scandinavians are not the non first wave. Like the sons of Ragnar Lothbrok are settled, come and gone. The next wave is here under Västergötland. Right here. We got our man. Now Thuringia, that came out of East Francia. East Francia just does not exist anymore. It's just all of these things here. Is there anything particular about them? Oh, some of them are Asatru. That is interesting. Taking a look at this. Big war in Provence, that sort of area, and Burgundy has emerged, and West Francia takes the rest. So East Francia and Italy are no more. I think the game started with Bavaria, not included with the Eastern Francia, and then they were immediately annexed, and now they've gotten their independence again. So we'll keep an eye out. West Francia now with these parts of Italy. The Byzantines also now up here in sort of Montenegro, moving their way. The French have sort of gotten this area. Ooh, and they've gotten this area here in like Bosnia, modern day Bosnia anyway. There might be a war between the Byzantines and West Francia to see what for this interest for further expansion. We'll see what happens. Oh, and Upland has replaced Västergötland for that there. And Northumberland, as I say that, has gotten their independence with Zeeland right here. Where's Zeeland? Is that still to be able to be found? Oh, they're Danes. The Danemark. Right here. Very good. The Umayyads in 891 have splintered into these two parties here. Navarre. Was that the Sultanate of Navarre? I see. I don't think Navarre was there at the very beginning, but they are now, and they're a Sultanate. So that's something to be contended with. And West Francia has given up its claims in Italy, and so that all goes to, or that's all freed up for the Byzantines. So that's more convenient for them. Jorvik making great gains in Mercia, basically. There's the Earldom of Derby. They seem to be doing okay. Sudrajar. Is that still under Ivar the Boneless? Yeah, Ivarson. Jarl. Oh, Ivar. Okay, it's Ivar the Boneless was his dad. Rip Ivar. Wessex has formed. England taking the majority of Jorvik's territory. As far as down here is concerned, the kingdom of Asturias has lost some territory, and the Sultanate of Navarre has become the Qasid Sultanate. There's a little exclave of Astorius right there. And the Byzantines, for their part, have moved along sort of the Dalmatian coast. What do you call this? Pannonia-ish, Illyricum, and if you're a Roman. But they haven't managed to take like Dalmatia or the Dalmatian coast. They haven't bothered. They're coming along the interior right there. Khazaria has taken this little piece, and they're at war with them. Moldova, Moldavia is here, taking that from the Bulgars. The Bulgars are steadily getting weaker and weaker. The Kingdom of Frisia here in 901. This is kind of cool to see because I sort of recognize these tribes. I bought a map a while back of the Roman Empire, and it's got all of like where the tribes were. Not all of them, obviously, but like the major ones around like Germania and Sarmatia and whatever. And Frisia is on here, right here. So it's nice to know that they were. It's interesting to know like the. I don't know the history of Frisia in general, but it's nice to see this continuation, like the name and the people have sort of continued on and survived. England, as I'm monologuing, makes massive gains, annexing basically all of Jorvik except for these two little points right here. Yawn. Had to yawn. And now Lotharingia has gained some territory. They've lost some. Burgundy has lost some territory, and the Byzantines have secured in complete control of Syracuse, and West Francia is in North Africa. I've just noticed that. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with this Reconquista as well, if the Christian forces are able to pull it off, or if the Islamic forces provide a stalwart defense throughout the next 500 years. 912, and Aquitaine has gained its independence and taking with it its North African territory. Something here that they may have added in the update is the Turumik, these Siberian faiths right here. Looks pretty cool. Looks pretty cool. What about this one? Have I seen this one before? I couldn't tell you. I honestly couldn't tell you. But the Apostolics are doing pretty good. Looking secure, but you know, it might not last, as everything in here is liable to do. I mean, you all know how this game works. Everything rises and falls pretty dang quickly. Eastern and Central Europe, as it stands, is an absolute mess, even going all the way up into Eastern Scandinavia. The only places that are vaguely consolidated are Southern Europe and the North African coast with like the Middle East, with a little bit of things going on. Khazaria looking pretty good. They don't usually last this long, they usually collapse. Good for them. England sort of solidifying all of their holdings in where you would expect England would be. Aquitaine still causing trouble. And the Umayyads consolidating and almost annexing all of their previous secessionists. There's 3 here now instead of 2, but they're much smaller and much less of a threat. Aquitaine also growing its influence along the North African coast in Libya, and now in modern day Libya, and now the Byzantines here. Hold on one second. This is Libya, and this is I'm blank. Algeria. There we go. I've got it. Thank you. Thank you. 930, the year of our Lord, Brittany has annexed Aquitaine and taken the biggest, what would you say? I don't know how to put it. I'm losing the when you inherit the inheritance of the century. Basically, they've worked the bloodlines just correctly, so they stand to gain so much than they could end up chewing, and now it's all coming back to bite them. Look at that. You can watch it in real time. It's crazy. This is falling apart before our eyes. Looks like Brittany just couldn't handle it, and Aquitaine is back. Africa has formed from that Sultanate originating in Tunisia, and has endeavored to take advantage of the instability between Brittany and Aquitaine, and annex the regions for themselves. Let's see how they're doing. They're experiencing some internal conflicts as well, and they're losing. Right? Where are they? Or the war's ended. Never mind. It tends to be a pattern that I always just begin to start looking at how a war's going, and then it ends immediately. But they got Rome. That would be crazy. They do have Rome. The Sultanate has Rome. The mosque, the Vatican mosque. Can you believe it? Probably won't stay that way for long, but good for them. They conquered Rome. 946. Scotland and England are vying for supremacy of the British Isles. Minor powers include this Glothlingslag, Aquitaine. Oh, okay, Aquitaine, huh? Powys, Gwynedd, and Strathclyde. Very, very small micronations, basically, but might prove an essential ally if any of them decide to take advantage and not just immediately annex everything that comes around. Scotland now with some internal troubles, but we'll come back to them later as the situation progresses further. What's probably going to happen is Scotland's probably just going to collapse. Are they at war? No. England and Scotland. Oh, okay, they are at war. And England is winning by a lot, it seems. This is what they look like. They got the dragon there. Or no. No. Wait, what? Scotland's winning by a lot. I'm sorry. Scotland is winning by a lot. Let's see. What was the... Was it this? Was it just Northumbria? The High Chiefdom of Northumbria? Was that what's being fought over? I should have taken a closer look at that. 960. Alba has formed. And it seems kind of weird. Um, from the kingdom titles right here, England and Alba. Here you'd expect it to be named Scotland, but it's Alba. So you could say, or you could argue anyway, that Alba is the next step up of Scotland. Scotland can form Alba. Alba can't form Scotland, you understand? Denmark is here. Denmark's been here, though. Aquitaine's got this. Just now, Kingdom of Sweden has made landfall in former Gwynedd territory. The Principality of Man is also here. I forgot to look for them. There's the Northern Isles, just independent by themselves. And it appears... Oh. Brittany has just done one of their maneuvers and annexed West Francia. So we'll see if they can keep it, unlike last time. And in terms of Scandinavia, Denmark is here. They've been here, like I said. But Sweden has the most territory, has the most, like, profitable-ish, more profitable land than these guys up here. And they seem to be doing the most amount of work, but like I said, they can collapse at just about any time. The Byzantines almost having the entirety of Magna Graecia. They've been very selective. Usually they're farther down here in the Levant and in North Africa, but they've been very not doing that this game. They're more out here in, like, what would you even call this? Northern Iraq, and a little bit above that. And also here they also usually go around the Black Sea. They usually go around the Black Sea and then they do Africa stuff. But no, I think this time they've decided to take a European route, and it's much more of a slog. It seems like they're still up here in, like, Croatian territory and Serbian territory. They haven't penetrated past the Balkans yet, unless you count this little boy right here. 972, and Norway has taken over Sweden. Sweden is no more. It has been replaced entirely by Norway. What a bunch of guys. On the religion map here, let's take a look at the religion map here. No, no divergent Christian denominations, it seems, in Europe. Insular has even gone by the wayside. Sometimes Insular becomes dominant around the entirety of the British Isles and then beyond. Also, no other things. Apostolic has shrunken, but it still exists. What is this? Okay, there's that. Yeah, there's no like Ottomites or the Orthodoxy, huh? What lives there? The Byzantines. Ooh, look at that. They're over there now. They did something. West Frank is back. I just noticed that. Um, there's no Adamites. Coptics are still here. That's pretty cool for them. What are some other? Pick some denominations out of the top of your head that you know from this game, and you'll find that they're not here. Unfortunately for denomination enthusiasts the world over. In terms of cultures, nothing's really changed. I mean, the culture is something that usually stays pretty stagnant unless you take something and then hold it throughout the rest of the game. Like you can just look at this and you could just expect. This is none of this is surprising. I'm sure you'd understand. I'm sure you agree as well that none of this is really surprising to you. The terrain looks like this. Let's check governments. There's a couple bishoprics. You can tell where the bishoprics are. There's a, I guess, Hanseatic League. The beginning of the Hanseatic League in Hamburg over here, the most serene Republic of Venice, and then Pisa, right? Or Genoa, right? Did that just get annexed in front of my very own eyes? No, no, okay. What is this? This is loony. Great. Me too. Poland looking pretty thick. They extend from all the way down here in like Ukraine, the westernmost bit of Ukraine, all the way up to Estonia, up here. A real Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth. Can they form that? They can form that, right? No, they can't. That's not the time period just yet, but they'll get there. They'll get there. Interesting thing here, the Shervan cities. What government type do they have? Tribal. Okay. I've never understood this. Someone is yet to, I've yet to find an explanation for this, of why it's like, it's got this unique name going on right here. Because it sounds honestly like some sort of confederated system of independent states that have come to, or independent cities and surrounding spheres of influence that have come together in like a large mutual assistance, whatever, in order to keep independence. That's what that feels like. The High Chieftain. I can't really make sense of it here. 996. The Umayyads have sort of exploded, but so have the Aquitaine, the Kingdom of Aquitaine, splitting it between Brittany. Over here, splitting themselves. Alba, though, taking big gains against England in Ireland, if you can believe that. And Khazaria sort of fracturing here. And the Byzantines making gains. They've got another tile here. And now they're all the way up here in Veneto? What would you call it? It's classified as Italy. But like the Veneto sort of region of modern Italy. Provence and Burgundy still around. Great job for them. The Central Europe is still anyone's game. It's ugly as all get out. Sweden's back. Visby. Not outside throwing a Visby. Now in the year 1006. The 10th century. The 9th century? The 9th century. Let me think about it, hold on. The 11th century. There we go. Right? Anyway. The Byzantines now coming at Italy from the south as well as the north. The Abbasids control Rome, though. That's pretty massive. Vaticano. Whack. Can you believe it? Can you believe that this is how the world's shaked out? I can't. Does your game sound hear fire? Mine hears fire. It really sets the theme for literally everything. If you know, it is what it is. The Byzantines, the Byzantines, the Byzantians are just getting more and more borders as justification to invade the Hamids, formerly, I don't remember, Fatimids? It's on the tip of my tongue. Anyway, they're just getting more and more reason to invade, and they just will not do it. Who are you at war with? Anyone? No one? Huh. England in trouble. I think England won a war with Scotland and now got the top half, basically the top half of Ireland. And the Petty Queen win it. Oh, they just lost Argyll. I think it's Argyll today. And they've got these things here. Sweden over here. Christianity just holding on by the absolute skin of its teeth in Iberia. It looks like they may not last much longer, but they could pull one out. It might be crazy. So Alba has kind of fallen apart. They've got new territory where Gwynedd used to be, as well as here in, what, Kent? Kent? Yes. But they've lost Ireland. First Argyll, now Ireland, also being invaded by Sweden as well. Things might be just falling down. England might come out with the final victory just because Sweden is really taking some things right now. Ooh, Ireland is going after England though. Are they though? What is this? Okay. Just well, that didn't go very well. For them. We'll keep an eye on it. Byzantines with some more minuscule gains around here. They've got some territory now. They've got the other side of the Sea of Azov. They got both of these sides here. Sweden is doing, and as I finish the sentence, they stop. Great. Sweden was doing better than expected. Sweden ended with a white peace, even though Sweden appeared to have been winning that entire engagement. Who are they at war with now? Moray? Want to hear another joke? Moray. Right here. Right there. In other news, Byzantine in some troubles. Iberia first completely splitting and now sort of consolidating. Aquitaine getting Provence. Right there. Lotharingia hanging on sort of by the skin of their teeth. In history, this one was the first to go. West Francia and East Francia sort of teamed up and dual annexed Lotharingia. East Francia now is, or Franconia, I'm sorry, is now back, and they're doing their own thing. Any new things? Adamites are here. Don't look at them. I'll have to edit the video. I usually don't have to edit these videos. I can just pause it. 1106, and the Hamids have been replaced by the Abbasids. The Byzantines have made astounding progress-ish around the Black Sea and the Sea of Azov. Norway and Sweden have completely collapsed. Alba got back its southern territory of Ireland. Frisia coming into its own, expanding deep into Germany and onto the coast of Scandinavia at multiple points. Finland now coming into its own, seemingly between Finland and Poland as the hegemon of Scandinavia here. The Abbasids are clearly the undisputed hegemon of the Middle East over here. I think they've basically wiped out Coptic. Basically, they've gone south. They've chosen to go south, and they're already sort of almost penetrating into India. No, they aren't. Well, yes, they are. They're down here. Right here. And it's between the Umayyads and the Uwasids, but for complete control of Iberia, currently favoring the Uwasids. 1113, the Abbasids with mid Italy, I guess you could say. They don't have southern Italy, they don't have northern Italy, it's just uh, Latium, Etruscan territory, Umbrians. Well, the Umbrians are right there, it's Samnite. It's hard to find words that properly encapsulate this particular territory. Maybe somebody else has a better word for it, but I don't. 1117, Aquitaine has taken Catalonia and into what, Valencia? Almost Valencia. Valencia is right here, right here. And the other people that I don't have ceased to remember their names have been replaced by the Zaydids over here. A new royal family has taken power with the northern half of Iberia. Unfortunately for the Scottish are the Albans. Ireland has gained its independence and England has taken the majority of the land, I guess you could say. Right. They still got this, but they've also taken the, like, Ayrshire. Where's Ayrshire? Right here. So Galloway, sort of the where Strathclyde was, and also where the Morays were. Ooh. Oh, Ulster looking influential. But the Morays have switched sides, given their lands, and sworn fealty to the English king. King Wolfmare. He's an Anglo-Saxon. Pretty cool guy. Oh, in terms of denominations, we got Waldensian. They're over here. The Adamites only exist within this little square here, it appears. And it appears most of Scandinavia has converted to Christianity. The Ashars are now up here in sort of Ukraine, Belarus. I say Ashars. Is that okay? Is that it's not proper terminology? Oh yeah. 1181. Had to cough. The Arabian Empire has formed. The Byzantines have completed their loop around the Black Sea almost entirely, and are now also in Byzantium. What you might also notice is that the Arabian Empire has taken over mid-Italy and Sardinia, and the Umayyads and the Badashahs, as well as this more minor power right here, have advanced into southern France, right here. England has basically taken the victory here. They just need to capitulate these last two before being able to take the title of the king, or the empire, right? The Empire of Britannia. Also, Central Europe is still a massive mess. 1212. Things have sort of fallen apart, or are continuing to fall apart for the Ali here. The Islamic forces continue to push. England has just gotten more territory, but they've lost some to West Francia. So that's a two-front war, or a two-front diplomatic housefire that West Francia is dealing with right now. The Byzantines have sort of solidified their hold on over Veneto and are sort of moving into like the Lombardy sort of region there. The Byzantines didn't go for North Africa at all this time, which they usually do, but that's probably because the Ali were here, or the Abbasids before them, and really consolidated the region quite quickly. 1237, and it seems the longer we go, the more this game seems to stagnate in terms of Europe. England is almost there. The Byzantines experiencing some internal troubles. Mali is the biggest on the sub-Saharan sector, the Saharan/sub-Saharan sector. The Byzantines have really capitalized around here. Tunisia, Carthage. Borjigin is the only real major player that's new. They're the Mongols. It's a Mongol invasion, and I'm very here for it. I like to see it. I do like to see it. Shake up the game. And they collapsed. That didn't last long. Very disappointing. Mongolia has been disappointing every single time. I want to see at least one game where they reach all the way to like Minsk and Moscow. 1284. The Byzantines are starting to fracture. The Oasids have basically completely unified the Iberian Peninsula and are moving up. Lotharingia has taken a more prominent role. They've almost got like the modern German eastern border right there. And West Francia has gotten an even bigger hold, putting England's domination of the Isles on a seemingly permanent hold. The Byzantines have also lost their stuff here, the turrets. There. Alright, I think I'm going to end it right about here at 1412. I think the only thing else we're going to see is more of the same. The Ali have clearly sort of won out. The Byzantines have more or less collapsed. They're fracturing, they're dissolving into Ali. And here is, take a good hard look. Now, this is what the face look like. Adamites have taken a strong control over central-ish Europe, Western Central Europe here. And the Catholics remain over here. We got Coptics all the way up here in like Hungary. That's interesting. And like eastern, very eastern Austria. Let's see. So there are no Coptics over here. The Coptics have managed to survive, but only somehow by relocating themselves up here to Europe. And cultures. Take a good look. Here's what we got. Anglo-Saxon is the only, in Ireland, is the only really notable thing I see here. And what about governments? Okay. Tribal sort of died. Tribal did die, replaced by the clan system. And the republics sort of spread down here. And there's real no thing about it. But yeah, if you enjoyed this episode, subscribe, leave a like, do what you can, help a brother out. See you next time.